Good afternoon, y'all. Welcome back to another glorious day here at Sagefire Studio. My name is AJ. I'm a multimedia artist living out here in the high desert of northeastern California. Today is going to be a fun day, so let's get started. It is good to be back. It's been a little while, but we're going to have some fun today. So, today, I figured what we could do is a studio tour. A tour of my studio, the place where I create, because I love watching people on YouTube do studio tours because it lets me know how their environment is when they create. Let's get started on the tour. Okay, so we are at the entrance to my studio in the hallway of the house. So as we open the door, first thing you see is my little gallery of 5x7 inch paintings. These are some of the paintings I did back when I was painting in oils. I still want to kind of work on getting some more paintings up here in this size. Down here, I've got some extra space behind the door, extra chairs, some watercolor plein air kits, simple small kits, and extra easels, extra chairs, umbrellas, so on and so forth. And then as we go to the left, we have my wall of shelves. First shelf here I use for storing, let me see, this is paper, mixed media paper, and acid-free paper for drawing and sketching, and then my sketchbooks. Down here on the second shelf is kind of an oddball shelf, but the third one down is for doing, for holding my painting boards. That one is supposed to be holding paper. It's holding everything else, but this one is for watercolor paper. This one is for extra watercolor stuff, and this one down here is all my extra paintings, acrylic paintings, watercolor paintings, so on and so forth that I can hold flat. Now, one thing you'll notice is that right here is a board. And then right here is another board. And then right there is another board. And then I've got this one right here. And then this one is just kind of right there. So I put the boards in there so that any type of paper that hangs out beyond the shelf is supported. And I have a spot for all my watercolor paper and big papers. And one thing you'll notice about this shelf is that in between the shelves, I put a second shelf so that the space in between here would be easier to deal with. So if I had something on the bottom here, all I have to do is clear off what's from here to here, not the entire, length of the shelf to be able to get to the bottom. So, and then down here, I have two shelves that I use for holding my my canvases, my unused canvases. I have them in all different shapes and sizes. And fan, very, very necessary in the hot heat of the summer. So as we go across here, I've got my paint tabaret. I've got all my acrylic paints in one spot so I can easily get to them. Right here I keep some of my regs. I've got down here mediums and gels and everything I need to get to very quickly. And then down here I've got all my aerosol cans of varnishes and sealants, so on and so forth. And then up here we have the shrine to the Muses of Art, so that, as I honor them, they might, give me back some sort of, inspiration, help me get going, so on and so forth. So, then we have my first art table. This is a 6-foot wooden art table. It's up higher than average. Let me show you what I did. Even though I'm short, as you can see here, this is one of those, I guess you could call it a lift for your bed. But what I did is I put this underneath my table so that my table is at my waist. So I don't have to bend over to paint. All I have to do is sit here and doodle and do whatever I need to do. And then in the studio I also have my Granny's drafting chair. Goddess rest her soul. When she passed away, it was gifted to us, and I figured it would make for a very awesome extra chair in here, or an awesome chair in here, because if you see where the table is, the chair is, it fits. So, and it's actually quite comfortable. And then over here, I have, let me see if I can get a better view of it without the light in it so much. That's just not going to work. I have a Matisse painting hanging up. Found this thing at Goodwill a while back, and it's like, I need to purchase that. One, I was shocked to find a print. It's not a giclée, it's a print of a Matisse, and something told me get it because it's a loose painting, and it'll hopefully help remind me to keep it loose and keep it simple. And then of course over here on the rest of the wall, I've got one of my mixed media pieces I did a while back. That is a family clock that has been in my family for decades, and it's an electric clock. But I always remember when I was a kid looking at that clock, finding out the time. And then above here, I've got my sketch of the ladies. I love that sketch. And then off to the side here, I've got some more paintings. This was another inspirational piece I had to pick up. And then up here, I've got some more colorful flower paintings. And then down here in the corner, this is a cabinet or a little set of drawers. It holds my fan, but underneath here, I've got sponges. I've got texturing tools, and then I've got tools in here for making marks. And then of course, I've got stuff on my table. I'm not going to clear it off. It is what it is. And then I've got this little pool thing I made for putting my brushes in so they don't roll all over the place. And then to the left or right here, I've got all of my brushes, or a good percentage of my brushes. Over here I've got all my rubber mark making tools, and then I've got tools for other marks, and then I've got plastic painting knives, and back here I've got brushes for scumbling, and I've got some fan brushes. And then down here, these smaller sets are just short-handled acrylic brushes for painting on the art table instead of the easel. And then I've got some big guys back here, some big rounds, and then some big flats, 1 1/4 inch, 1 1/2 inch, 2 inch, so on and so forth. And then this set right here is watercolors, and then this right here is a set for my gouache. And then this set right here is for applying Mod Podge and gessos and so on and so forth. And then I listen to music off of my phone, of all things. This thing is hooked up to my Wi-Fi, so I usually listen to like Pandora or Sirius or whatever. And then down here I have on my tabouret, I've got tools, I've got extra brushes, I got tools, and then I got a whole bunch of junk, and then I have extra paint in here, so on and so forth. So, and then I use the bottom here for storage. Underneath my art table, I use it for a lot of storage. In the very corner back here, I have extra gel mediums, gloss mediums, gessos, so on and so forth. I try to, when I can, organize my stuff in containers. So I've got like my watercolors, my gouache, extra inks, all sorts of things. And then in here I've got all my mixed media painting stuff. And then down here, storage, mixed media, storage. And then I've got like sponges and rollers here. I've got, you know, scissors, all sorts of stuff in there. And then in here, I've got extra paint that I like to use, like the glittery paint, so on and so forth. And then the bottom one, I have easy access to gel mediums and other textured stuff. And then over here, I've got a wooden easel for painting in watercolors or painting at a very minute angle. So I really like the way that one is. And then over, as we get past the art table, we've got the window I'm always looking out at. And then I love this thing. I do. I really like that. And then over here to the left some more, we've got my other table that holds my my easel. So then on this table I have my speaker for my music. I have my brushes for my acrylics, my long-handled brushes, my painting knives. I've got some containers I put my dirty brushes in, so I know which ones I need to wash. And then I've got my simple tabletop easel. Up here is a lamp. This thing was kind of pricey, but it was worth the money because I can get that on almost any easel I have. But I attached it to this one so that it I've got light on my art. And then up here again, I've got another armature that I use for videoing my easel paintings. I don't know if I showed this to you, but over here on the art table I have another armature that I use for videoing whatever's on the table itself. And it holds my GoPro, so I like the way it works. This table is big enough that I can have like my water and my my palette on there, and it does what I need it to do. And then behind this table I have one more really interesting section to play with. I have another shelf that I put finished paintings on and unfinished paintings. I didn't have the room for both, so it's just kind of one of those things where the finished paintings are off to the side and the kind of unfinished are in the middle. So, and then up here I've got canvas boards in different sizes for plein air painting. And down at the very bottom I do have a box that I have some of my old oil paintings in. But things will probably change in the future. And then I have where I hang up all my aprons. Usually if I am spending a day in the studio that I know of, I'm going to dress up in a set of clothes. I don't mind getting paint on. But on occasion, like when I come in for an hour or two in the mornings, I've got some time to work, I'll just throw on an apron and get to work. So I've got all that there. So that is a tour of my studio. And even though it's small, it is exactly what I've wanted for a very, very long time. Because I've always had a very small, or a part of my room as my studio. I've always had it that way. And now that I've got my entire space I can devote to art, I'm ecstatic. About, I want to say, March of this year, my husband and I had the harebrained idea of getting the spare bedroom cleaned out and turning it into a studio. And we got things organized, we got things in here, and I've been in here for quite a while now. I really enjoy being in here. This is my escape place. At night, I just close the curtains and keep the lights on and just work into the wee hours sometimes. Or sometimes I'll wake up and start working in the wee hours and come right on out. But having your own personal space to create art is a wonderful feeling, because regardless of the size, when you walk into your studio, you basically go from one plane of existence to another. That your studio is that place where you are creative, you're intuitive, you're free thinking. I mean, you walk in from your average everyday world into this sacred space that you have created that allows you to do and be what it is you are. And to me, that's an awesome feeling. It's no longer just walking into my bedroom and going to my artwork. It's me walking into my studio. It's just a really awesome feeling. I don't know how to explain it to you. But once you get that space that's finally yours and you start making it into something, that's when you'll start to realize this feels good. So, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you like this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. So, y'all come back now, you hear?